will now call the meeting to order. A thank you to Ryan Burchell, who is our piper this evening. Now, if you are able to, I ask that you please rise for the National Anthem presentation, brought to you by County Connection.
Sorry about that.
At this time, we would like to administer the declarations of elected office in accordance with Section 232 of the Municipal Act.
I, Larry Snively, have been elected to the office of the mayor in the municipality of the town of Essex. Do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or promise or reward thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, in any other manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict Act. I will be faithful and bear truly to Her Majesty the Queen Elizabeth. And I make this solemn promise and declaration, conscientiously believing for it to be true, and knowing it is the same force and effect as made under oath. if I can just say one thing, we're going to miss this man, but he's not going to go away. He's going to be involved with this community, for sure. And I want to thank him for his 16 years of service he put in this town. God bless. Thank you.
I, Richard Malash, have been elected to the office of Deputy Mayor for the town of Essex. Do solemnly promise and swear that I will truly and faithfully and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or in any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance within the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. And I make this solemn promise and declaration, conscientiously believing it to be true, and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
Try. I, Joe Guerin, having been elected to the office of Ward 1 Councillor in the municipality of the town of Essex, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any other manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I'll be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. And I make this solemn promise and declaration, conscientiously believing it to be true, and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
I, Morley Bowman, having been elected to the office of Ward 1 Councillor in the municipality of the town of Essex, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. And I make this solemn promise and declaration, conscientiously believing it to be true, and knowing it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
I, Kim Verbeek, having been elected to the office of Ward 2 Councillor in the municipality of the town of Essex, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment, reward, or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. And I make this solemn promise and declaration, conscientiously believing it to be true, and knowing that it's of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
I, Chris Vanderdolen, having been elected to the office of Ward 3 Councillor in the municipality of the town of Essex, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. And I make this solemn promise and declaration, conscientiously believing it to be true, and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
I, Steve Bjorkman, having been elected to the office of Ward 3 Councillor in the municipality of the town of Essex, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. And I make this solemn promise and declaration, conscientiously believing it to be true, and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath.
I, Sherry Bondi, having been elected to the office of Ward 4 Councillor in the municipality of the town of Essex, do solemnly promise and declare that I will truly, faithfully, and impartially exercise this office to the best of my knowledge and ability. I have not received and will not receive any payment or reward or promise thereof for the exercise of this office in a biased, corrupt, or any other improper manner. I will disclose any pecuniary interest, direct or indirect, in accordance with the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. And I make this solemn promise and declaration, conscientiously believing it to be true, and knowing that it is of the same force and effect as if made under oath. Thank you, Robert.
I now turn this meeting over to His Worship for the Mayor's address.
Thank you. First of all, I want to thank everybody for coming out. And I want to thank everybody for their support. It was a long, long campaign period, and it was a lot of work, and I had a lot of help out there, and a lot of my volunteers are out there, and I really appreciate everything they did for me. First of all, I want to thank my family. My wife, I tell you, there was a lot of nights and a lot of days where I was gone. So my hat's off to my wife, Linda, and my boys. And, you know, we have a great council here. I'm really anxious to get started. I'm happy with the results. We have some new faces here. And I think as a council, we are all going to work together to push this municipality forward. And my first goal is to build a good, healthy tax reserve so we can put money into infrastructure. Everybody knows what I campaigned on. I campaigned on industrial growth. And we have one of the residents out here right now. It's too bad the shovel's not in the ground yet, but Chad's out here from Moyer Ferris, and we are going to have a development in the town of Essex here out along number 3 highway, and thanks to Chad. And I think as a council, if we all work together, we're all pushing for the same goal. But I want to thank everybody that got elected. We do have a great council, and I look forward to working with each of you. And as far as administrative staff, we have a great staff. And I can walk into that office, the nice thing about it, and I can get answers, and that's great. Great to have people working together. But once again, thank everybody. I want to thank the new council we have, and I'm very anxious to get started. Thank you. And if I can add one thing, I just said about our mayor that just stepped down. He didn't step down. He's retiring. But I'm not going to let him retire. His 16 years of service to this town was great. And I hope, Tout, that you'll stand beside me. If I need a hand with something, I know you'll be there. But hats off to you, Tout. Thank you.
Now, Your Worship, we have the address by members of council.
Yeah. Councillor Bondi.
I believe in your agenda, did you have the deputy mayor first?
Pardon me, Councillor. We'll go to Deputy Mayor first.
Okay.
Deputy Mayor Malash.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I too look forward to working with this council. We've got, like as the mayor has said, we've got some new faces, and I think it's going to be an exciting 4 years. I think we're going to get a lot accomplished. I want to thank my family as well. My family basically composed my campaign team, and again, very much appreciated the work that they went through. My wife Kathy, of course, didn't see me a lot through the last couple of months before the election, but she was willing to go along with that because she knew that I wanted to be back on council. So that's what it takes, and you have to put your effort in appropriately to try and ensure that you're going to get elected to office. So thank you to my family. Thank you particularly to my wife Kathy, and I'm looking forward to the next 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Deputy Mayor, and congratulations. Councillor Darren.
Thank you, Mayor. First off, I want to thank my family as well, especially my wife and my son. I get emotional, and I'm okay with it. They're going to need to have a lot more patience. Because once this gets started, we're going to have a lot of trying times, and I need you to be there. To my extended family and friends who all encourage me to run for council. It's an important position, and I understand the responsibility that comes with it, and I really appreciate your support, and I hope to get your support through my term. I want to thank all the residents of Ward 1 who believed in me and marked an X next to my name. It really means a lot to me. ultimately, I'm here sitting here because of you. I look forward to serving you to the absolute best of my ability in the next 4 years. To administration and my fellow council mates, some of you I know, some of you I don't. I'm looking forward to meeting you all and getting to know you all better. I'm very excited to be off the sidelines officially and on this side of the table. I believe I can do the job. I believe in the people that I'm surrounded with. I think if we work together collectively, I think we can get the job done that's meant to be done on the behalf of our residents. I know it's going to be a challenge. Like I said, we're going to have some trying times, but I think if we stick together and we keep calmer heads, we'll prevail. So anyways, I look forward to the challenge and working with all of you, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor Gann, and congratulations again. Councillor Verbeek?
Morley. Oh, it's supposed to be Morley.
It's Morley.
Councillor Bowman, pardon me.
I guess age is a privilege. Anyway, it's great to be back, and after a 4-year hiatus, a lot of friendly faces out here again, and I'm certainly great to be back. I owe most of it to my family, my wife Bev, my daughter Marnie, and especially my grandson Austin, who really is the one who persuaded me to put my name back in. So to them, thank you so much. To the rest of the council, it's a, as you sit here and look at each other, we know we have a great council. And as long as we can work together and have a vision of where we want to be at the end of this term, it will be a successful council. And I know I'm willing to work as hard as I can to get there, and from what I'm seeing and hearing, so is everybody else. So I look forward to a great term of council. How we get there, it's hard to say, because we just had a provincial election which changes the demographics and how we do things. And there'll be a federal election sometime next year, so that'll change things again. So obviously a lot to work with over the next little while, but I'm sure that with the help of one of the greatest staffs we have in the county, we can accomplish great things. So to all those who supported me through the election, thank you very much. It was a great feeling going around door to door again and meeting people. And that's really where you get the feedback, talking to people. So again, thank you so much, everybody. And as I said before, it's great to be back.
Again, congratulations. Now we can go over to Councillor Verbeek.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Well, first off, hello, and I'm really glad to see a nice crowd here tonight. I want to start off by expressing my gratitude first to Mom. She worked tirelessly on my campaign. She's always been my #1 cheerleader. She pushed me when I needed pushing. She would give me a boost when it was called for. Steve, my husband, my life's partner, he sacrificed so much and he worked so hard on this campaign. He even sacrificed a transmission to his truck doing my signs. My family, many of which are here, even my grandchildren helped on the campaign. My siblings, some aunts and uncles, my cousins, a few are in the room. They all just pitched in whatever way they could to help me out on the campaign, and I will never forget it, and I'm very grateful. My incredible campaign team, there's many of them here. They are just true, loyal, hardworking friends that help me make this reality, and I appreciate it. I'm especially grateful to the voters in Ward 2 that they gave me their vote. They took a chance on me. I'm going to work really hard for our ward and for our entire municipality. My parents got us involved with politics and government, and they showed us it's linked to community very early on. So it's no surprise that my passion for our community led me to municipal politics. During my campaign, I spoke about being approachable and forming relationships with residents. I meant what I said. That is my intent. So a number of folks are calling me and they're emailing me. They're about issues and concerns, mostly problems, but that's what it should be. But I'd also encourage people to reach out with ideas, with suggestions, with ways to improve things. Perhaps they see different ways for us to do stuff. In the past few weeks, I've been getting to know administration and some of the staff. My take so far is that our town is very fortunate to have most of these people. They're very knowledgeable in their fields, many of them experts. They've been very helpful to me in my transition and very pleasant to work with. My fellow council members, I'm making an effort to build relationships with all of them, and so far it's pretty smooth. Collectively, we can move our municipality forward. It's what we all want. The public voted out turmoil. Public want unity. Not to say that we will always agree on everything. Clearly we won't, and that's a good thing, but unity is what I'm going to strive for. I've always been a person of service, and I look forward to serving our community in this new role of local governance. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Verbeek, and congratulations to you also. And now, Councillor Vander Dolen.
Thanks, Mayor Snively. Good evening, everyone. Like everyone else here, I have to, first of all, thank my spouse and my family. My wife, Veronique Mandel, talked me into doing this and agreed that this was the right thing to do, and I'm very grateful for her support and encouragement. I couldn't have done this without her. And our son Raj and his wife Trish and our grandgirls, they gave me great support.
I can't remember.
Sick as a dog tonight. Don't catch that, whatever he has. For almost 30 years now, we've had a household where we've had very, very lively and loud political discussions, and I've learned a lot from them. And what I've mainly learned is that I'm really glad to have a microphone now so that I can't be interrupted. I also want to thank my friends, some friends here from Colchester and Ward 3 who helped on my campaign and gave me the confidence to do this. I want to thank the 1,000+ voters who put their trust and confidence in me, and I hope not to disappoint them, at least not too badly. We probably can't get everything done that we'd like to do and promise to do, but we're sure going to try. And in the weeks since the election, I remain convinced that at least the issues that I ran on and some of the rest of us have run on remain relevant, and that's what I want to work on going forward, is that we need more housing starts, that we have more housing choices. People want gradually improving infrastructure, but I think a lot of people think that one of the most important pieces of our infrastructure is broadband internet. And we want fiscal responsibility above all, and people voted resoundingly for a council that does not embarrass them and that makes them proud of their town. I've told a lot of people since the election that the thing that shocked me most going door to door, I walked every one of those 94 beaches and lanes and gravel roads along the lake, so most people were happy to see a politician, which shocked me. I mean, as a reporter for 40 years, I went to a lot of doors with other politicians and saw the looks on their people's faces. But municipal politics is different. It's closer to the people. People were very happy to see us knock on their doors. And I was grateful for that, and I heard like more than half the people I talked to said that they were happy customers, that they really have nothing to complain about living in Essex. They like this place, they're proud of it. And then when I did hear about concerns, they were mostly basic things. People want their roads paved, they want an extra traffic street light, internet again. So we're going to work on that stuff. As has been said here before, we have a really good team here. It's very promising. We've been getting along well, and I'm looking forward to working with a very talented and able administration team, which is very young and enthusiastic, and I'm looking forward to getting a lot of work done in the next 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor, and congratulations, Chris. And now we'll go over to Councillor Bjorkman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Again, thank you everyone for coming out tonight and sharing this night with us. It is very special. It's nice to have an evening like this where we're really just celebrating the town of Essex, the residents of Essex, and our council and administration. I too need to thank my family first. 4 years ago, I ran for the first time, and that was a jolt to my system to understand really what it all took, and my family was terrific behind me, but I said this time, I don't have any of my family here. My kids have decided they're allergic to snow, so they live on another continent. My wife's busy work. She's got a fashion show tonight, but she sent me a lot. But we all work together, and we work to make things happen, and she's always been my support and anything I've needed. So a big thank you to Mary Ann, even though she's not here tonight. I want to thank the residents of Ward 1 for electing me 4 years ago, for giving me the opportunity to have my foot in the door of municipal politics. I learned a great deal, and I learned a lot by listening to people and talking with people and the interaction that comes with council and administration. So now I'm thanking Ward 3 residents, for taking a chance on me. Just so you know, between myself and Councillor Vanderdolen, we've talked with Rodney Hammond because the three of us were pretty close. Him and I were just a few votes away, so it's important that he generated enough interest that we want to meet with him and talk with him and understand the people that were his supporters to make sure that their voice is heard at this table too. I want to thank the group that helped me with signs, and I didn't know a lot of people that were working out there that I could actually work with, and I really appreciate the effort that people in Ward 3 showed for my campaign. If I can say something to the newer candidates, some of them are younger. It's take some time and get to know your council members. Take some time to get to know your staff members. There's a lot of things that can get thrown at us right away. It'll be just torn in many directions. And I got some good advice when I started, and it was you can't do everything. So focus on the things that are really important to you and your residents. Use critical thinking to do those things, and your site will expand in a hurry anyway. But it's really important not to be overwhelmed by it at first. So you got great staff here. We've got great people to lean on. Use them. Use those resources that are here. And to what Morley said, for all of us, it's finding, as we start to move forward, our shared vision. We have 4 years to make a difference for the town of Essex. And we need to do that together. Nobody here can do anything on their own. We all know that. It takes a quorum of voters, but it's great if it takes a lot more than a quorum. So do the best we can to work together, learn from each other, and work together as a team, and we'll be able to move this town forward. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Councillor, and again, congratulations to you. Councillor Bondi?
Thank you, Mayor Snively. So I kind of joked on the way in, but it really wasn't a joke because I believe I'm probably the official opposition here, and that's okay. I'm really grateful for all the people in Harrow that put me back in this seat. It's sincere gratitude, and I'm really optimistic that we can move forward, working together, bringing about a positive change for our entire community. I've truly enjoyed my time on council. I'm heading into my 3rd term now. Still the youngest on here. We haven't had any big shakeups in terms of age, but I'm truly enjoying it, so I'm happy to be entering my 3rd term. Saying goodbye to some co-workers, I think we only have one in the audience. Co-workers is really hard, but it's equally exciting to welcome some new faces and see those refreshing ideas. So congratulations to the new, and congratulations to the returning. One of my first goals is going to be restoring trust in our council. So how can we do that? How can we do that? We know that there's some issues going on. One of the housekeeping issues I think we need to do is look at our police services board, and anybody that is under investigation with the OPP right now should not be on the police services board until that investigation is complete. A second thing I'd like to see is that all of the documents that have been required from the lawyer hired by the group of electors is submitted by town staff over to that lawyer, so the lawyer can investigate and provide information on his judicial review. The third thing I would like to do is
work together with council and administration to make sure that our vulnerable citizens are protected. So proxies like this of seniors, elderly, widows are not taken advantage of. That's what the people have sent me here to say tonight. I've still been knocking on doors. We need to restore that trust, and that needs to be our priority so that we are trusted for 4 years. And I feel very passionately about that, or I wouldn't have just said that.
Thank you, Councillor. If I can ask council all together, gather in the center here, we're going to have a picture taken. Council, I'm going to ask everybody remain in their seats, and we're going to have the piper go through, okay, and we're going to follow them out in order, and I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn. Somebody, Councillor Bernard Owen and Councillor Verby. Thank you. Wait for the piper.